Hey, it is me, the Dragoon Knight, and yeah, I'm back. I apologize for my absence to the people that do care for some reason. I've kind of just had a lot of stuff going on in my personal life with my relationships, family, and all sorts of junk. And the Resident Evil video is still being worked on. It's just this one I felt would be easy to quickly push out, and so I would have a video upload for this week. I do intend on uploading a little bit more, but I've had my schedule screwed a little bit. But I'm slowly trying to get things back on track, and hopefully we'll be there. But this week's video is going to be on modern gaming and why it is liked but also disliked. So let us begin the video. The first one on this list is Modern Warfare. Modern Warfare 2, the remaster, or well, remake, was, in my opinion, kind of a letdown, but also really good. The campaign mode was honestly pretty good for its standards, and the multiplayer it's pretty good, but the multiplayer could be better. The only really good map out there is Shipment, and while the multiplayer for Modern Warfare isn't getting much attention, Warzone over here is like the golden child, which is receiving every little bit of attention. And it's kind of sad to see that multiplayer is getting left behind, as Warzone just keeps receiving new maps, new updates, new weapons, and just more like skin packs when the game should be focused on itself instead of cosmetics. Which, I'm not saying new maps are a bad thing, but multiplayer was Call of Duty's biggest thing back in the day. And now that Warzone's out, everything's been focused on them. And it might just be me, but I feel like every year there's a new Call of Duty game, the player base drops a little. And Warzone is losing players consistently. The only thing that I feel like that is keeping Warzone players still around is Rebirth. And it just doesn't make sense to me why they keep trying to push out all these big things for Battle Royale. Because Black Ops 4 did their Blackout thing, I think, or whatever it was. And then you have Modern Warfare doing Warzone. And I feel like it's not working out the way Activision had thought, as around the time those things came out, Fortnite was big and popular and everyone wanted to hop on the new trend. Game, or a good one. And now, some might say it's bad, some might say it's good, but for me, it's in the mix, because the campaign was good and the multiplayer is decently okay, but Warzone I feel like is what drags it down. And since Warzone is free, everyone's going to hop on that and try to and Activision's going to put their main focus on it. And they're not giving attention to the multiplayer. And don't get me wrong, the campaigns, Cold War's campaign was good, Modern Warfare campaign was good. I feel like they need to put more focus on the things other than Warzone. But as for now, that is our topic on Modern Warfare, and we move on to the next game. Devil May Cry 5, a game loved by meme critics, gamers, and just about everyone. Devil May Cry 5 released in 2008 for the PS4, Xbox, and PC, and honestly, it was a major step up from 4. And Devil May Cry 5, honestly, everything was better about it. The characters, the music, the graphics, everything, like, there was nothing you could really say that was bad or worse than what 4 had. And Devil May Cry fans were probably really pleased with this. And the reason why Devil May Cry 5 is such a big game for the Devil May Cry series is the memes. I know that sounds really weird, but meme culture is what really gave Devil May Cry 5 its popularity. After the Metal Gear Rising meme started to die out, people searched for a new thing to come to, and Devil May Cry 5 was just right up their alley. Now you may be asking, Dragoon, what's so good about this or bad about this with modern day games? And honestly, I think it's a great modern day game, as from what started as, I believe, scrap content of the original 2005 Resident Evil 4, which started off as Devil May Cry, the original, which led all the way up to now. It's grown a lot, and Capcom's proved that they can still continue and improve on the story and the game itself. Now, as Devil May Cry 5, they added new characters, new boss fights, just about everything new, besides a couple characters, which they introduced V, and they brought back Virgil, which everyone went nuts over Virgil when Devil May Cry 5 was popular in the meme culture for some reason. But I feel like as of 2023, Devil May Cry is one of the few good modern games that people can, like almost everyone can enjoy. It's a fun hack and slash game. The story is great. The characters are great. It's just there's so much stuff here that people can be pleased with, and I feel like besides Red Dead Redemption and God of War when they came out in 2018, 2018 in my opinion was a great year for gaming, as we got so many great games. And those games proved to hold up in the end, as they proved that they can still, even remakes or continuums, they proved that they can still be good, and that modern day gaming hasn't gone to total shit. So, as our conclusion, I believe that Devil May Cry 5 is a good modern day game, and I'm sure others can agree with me on that. So, let us move on to our last game. As you guys know, I am a big fan of Persona, so you guys probably should have been expecting this. But Persona 5 came out in 2016 for Japan and the rest of the world in 2017. And Persona 5 and Persona in general is a JRPG turn-based game, and Persona 5 is well known as the big Persona game, as Persona 5 was a step up from 4, as they had increased graphics, new characters, a new place to explore, new boss fights, and a new, well, mechanic for shadows. Persona 5 was greatly received from the Persona fan base, and newcomers too, as Persona 5 was probably most of the Persona fan base's first Persona game. Now, as Persona is a newer game, it's still considered modern gaming, as they also had their re-release in 2019, I think, for the Royal Edition. And Royal Edition is what Atlus likes to, show off and stuff, and that's what most people recognize it, Persona 5 as. Now, let's see, is Persona 5 a good modern game? And I would say yes, as Persona 5 has received an animation, two games, honestly. Those two games being Persona 5 Strikers and the soon-to-be Persona 5 X. Now, my opinion on what people might think of Persona 5 is kind of mixed. People see it as a good JRPG turn-based game, and then others see it as an anime game, or what I've heard from people. And just because a game is anime styled or made as an anime game doesn't mean it's actually a bad game. I mean, look at the amount of Dragon Ball games, the Demon Slayer game, and a whole bunch of other games that are anime styled. Those have received good reputations, and just because Persona 5 is a little bit different than those doesn't mean it's a bad game. So, my final conclusion is Persona 5 is a decent, okay modern game. I'm not saying it's good as Devil May Cry or God of War or Red Dead Redemption or Modern Warfare, but it is decent. There's some things that Persona 5 lacked or took away from what 4 and 3 had, and then there's things that Persona 5 had that Persona 3 and 4 failed or just simply did not have. But yes, that is my conclusion. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know it wasn't a good video, it was really edited quickly, and I know some of these things might not be what critics think, but these videos were my opinions on what I thought on modern day gaming and what games I thought were good for modern day. I know I've been slacking on my upload schedule, which I do apologize for, and hopefully I will be able to get back on track. And to those who understand, thank you for working with me. Now, before the video ends, I would like to say I'm sorry that this video wasn't really well done and it was rushed, and hopefully the next video I upload will actually have more editing and more time put into it instead of being rushed. I know rushing content isn't good, but I hope this will do. But I will see you guys in the next video.